Hello, I'm Brian Tinter, and today we'll be showing you the Day of the Dead. And first, we'll show you one of our great chefs. His name is Jeffrey Southworth, and he would like to be called Southlog.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm Southlog, and welcome to Cooking with Southlog. Today we will be making pan de muertos, or bread of the dead, usually cooked on the Spanish holiday of the Day of the Dead, known in America as Halloween. Shall we begin? We shall. First, we start off with 1.5 cups of flour. Damn! Oh, my flour is disintegrating. Next, we add 1/2 cup of sugar. After that, 1 teaspoon of salt. And anise, and 1 teaspoon of anise seeds. As the taste, we add 2 packets of dry yeast and 1/2 cup of milk. What is next? 1/2 cup of water. That tasted, that was good. Now as we add 1/2 cup of butter and my hard-boiled eggs, more like bricks, we begin to cook. Now as we cook, we mix the mixture together in a big round ball type thing, or maybe we lay it out. Add some more flour. Then, after the flour is over, I'm sorry, that was just my crew member. The milk was in the way. We let it cook. As I open my oven, I put it down and let it cook. Now we are done. And here we go. Right, are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Here is the bread of the dead. And now, back to you, Brian.
Let's meet a new friend called Mexican Joe, and me.
Okay, good morning, my name is Brian, and this is my friend, Mexican Joe. And today we're going to be talking about the history of the Day of the Dead and how it all started.
Yes, it's a very nice holiday.
Okay,
When do you guys get candy?
Give us a brief explanation how it all happened.
How it all happened was we Mexicans and other Latino people were celebrating our Aztec rituals down there in Mexico, following our Aztec ancestors. And suddenly, big man in steel thing comes along named Conquistador. And he tells us of Catholicism.
Yes,
Or something
Catholicism.
Catholicism?
Catholicism.
Well, I'm Canadian. I mean, Mexican.
Oh yes.
I don't know what nationality I am.
Well, see, when the conquistadors came in about 1500, I say? 300 years, give or take.
1500 AD.
I said 1500s.
Whatever.
Okay, well they came in, and then they gave the students this new idea of Catholicism. Now the idea of Catholicism also changed the whole meaning of it. Now in my opinion, it changed it about honoring the dead to pitying them. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that it came to pitying them when they die, but then we still have the Day of the Dead, where we have our whole thing of we celebrate their lives because we took Catholicism. Did I say it right that time? Yay. And we changed it so that we could still have some of our Aztec rituals and happiness, because we like to cherish the lives of the one who's dead,
Now,
instead of just suffering for they died.
Do you also know the idea of purgatory, which is now being practiced in the Day of the Dead?
No.
You want to know about it?
Okay.
Catholicism just kind of slipped it in. Well, the idea of purgatory is doing stuff to pay for the sins of you or the sins of others. Just like, you know, having these celebrations and
But
spiritual...
didn't the great Bible say that you were supposed to spend eternity in hell?
you know, so
Good, but...
shh, they don't know this yet. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. Okay.
sorry.
You do the Mexican thing, so you know the spiritual things when you do things for other people and all the altars. That's kind of like paying for the sins of the people who have died. Now, how do you think about that?
I don't like it. I still like our old tradition, how we would treasure their lives with our altars, so we can invite them back in our homes to be with their spirits once again.
How about we bring it now back to Meat Station?
Okay, now back to Brian at the station.
Bye.
Bye, sis.
Now it's time for our scientist to give us a few words on the history of the Day of the Dead.
Welcome. We are going to give you a brief explanation of the history of the Day of the Dead.
Very, very brief.
Very brief.
Get the paper.
Okay. More than 500 years ago, when the Spanish conquistadors landed in what is now Mexico, they encountered natives practicing a ritual that seemed to be mocking death. Brian?
Thank you. It wasn't mocking theirs, it was mocking death.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was the ritual the indigenous people had been practicing at least 3,000 years. A ritual the Spaniards would try unsuccessful to eradicate.
A ritual known today as Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead. A ritual is celebrated in Mexico and certain parts of the United States, including the Valley of the Dead.
Yep. Yep. Celebrations are held each year in Mesa, Chandler, Guadalupe, and at Arizona State University. Although the ritual has since been emerged with Catholic theology, it has still maintains the basic principles of the Aztec ritual, such as the use of skulls.
And sugar skulls. They taste very good.
Now that's to you.
Wasn't I and me great? Now it's time to go back to Cooking with Southwog.
Hello again. This is the Brian and Liquor Steve Show. I'm Liquor Steve, and this is... Justin Liquor Steve Show. And here is Jeff.
It's Cooking with Southwog.
Oh, yeah. But over here, we have a report to do.
Listen, Steve. Remember, you have to remember your lines.
Sorry.
Little people.
Okay.
Okay.
Step 1. Sift powdered sugar.
Sifting powdered sugar?
Is it sifted?
Yeah.
Mix egg white, syrup, then vanilla dry, in bowl. Mix it. Just after the egg white. Oh, I'll put it. Are you done? Okay. Mix sugar into wet mixture gradually. Mix with fingers. Brian, I'm gonna be here any minute. Sprinkle cornstarch on table. Now, put the mixture on the table and shape it into smooth triple ball. Then with a few more steps, you have a sugar skull.
What are the few more steps, little Steve?
Wrap tightly in plastic and fill until ready to use. Chill, chill, chill.
It's chilling. Little Steve, get your hand out of his eye. Good boy, little Steve.
Use 10 years.
Cornstarch when making clothes or other shapes. Blah, blah, blah. Once the figure is dry, color them as you wish.
Little Steve has big arms.
Thank you. And then you have a finito sugar skull. Not enough! That's enough.
Now let's take a look at something we call altars.
Oh, why, hello. Normally, in most Day of the Dead houses, there would be an altar for the deceased, with pictures of the deceased, as well as candles, and some of their most cherished belongings. Talk. Well, there will also be food, such as the bread of the dead, or his favorite food, bananas. Oh, another cherished item was his book. You must have read that book 8,000 times. It is known as the Testament. Great book, really. And here is our happy pumpkin. Very happy. And that was just an example of an altar.
Now let's go back and visit Mexican Joe and me again.
Hey, it's me and Mexican Joe again. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about stuff on altars that represents other stuff.
Hey, can I have the paper, Brian?
Okay.
Thanks. Well, on the altars, we have different flowers, symbolizing different things. Like there's purple, which signifies pain, suffering, grief, and mourning, which also always comes with death. There's pink for celebration, because we celebrate their life. White for purity and hope, because up there, it's all good. Orange for the sun, because with the sun, there is always, because the sun brings life. Red for the blood of life, because life is good. And yellow, the color of the cempasúchil, flower of the dead, which we use to make a trail of petals so that the spirit can find their way home. Then there are skulls, symbolizes death and rebirth. The pan de muerto, which represents the soul. It's the bread that Jeff, I hear, made for you earlier, that he's going to make skulls for you later. Incense represents the changing of the physical to the spiritual. Always good. Salt and water represents ongoing life. Back to you, Brian.
And now, I'm also going to tell you a little bit more. On altars, they're always fully decorated, and they show how people grow, and it's all about the life of the person who has died and bringing them honor.
Things they loved, pictures, their favorite foods, and candles.
And a nice little treat, and now it's time for Brian back at the station for whatever's next.
But I have one more thing to tell you.
Actually, he's one more thing to tell me.
And the first 3 years after the person has died, the family, their godparents of the deceased, the godchildren of the deceased, will build an altar. Not like the altars in the homes, but a beautiful flower decorated with fruit hanging from it that will be brought to the church and always around during this time. It's supposed to hold the essence of the person. Now back to Brian.
And now, back to Brian.
And now for everyone to say their final goodbyes.
Bye.
These eggs are good.
Bye!
Goodbye.
I want to say goodbye.
And goodbye.
Good morning. Welcome. Hello. This should be good.
Weren't those just great?
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Good morning and welcome to Cooking with Southwalk. Good morning. I'm Southwalk. Peace. Good morning and welcome to Cooking with Southwalk. My name is Southwalk.
Wasn't that just super?
Good morning. I'm Canadian Joe. I mean Mexican Joe.
Salt.
Spanish holiday. The day of the dead.
Here is the bread of the dead. Now, back to you, Brian. And now, back to you, Brian.
Hey, I'm Brian Tencha.
Coming, Brian.
I've been spending the past few days in the great loop of Mexico.
I'm coming.
And now for our final step. Now let me show you those things we call altars. Hey, I'm Brian Tench. My name is Brian Tench, and that's enough. That was all, ladies and gentlemen. Now thank you for coming, and don't hit yourselves on the way out. Goodbye. You can turn off the camera now.